Hello there and welcome to the Glow Up Method. This is the place, this is the space for you to discover who it is you are, to have those raw and honest conversations with yourself and those in your life so that you have a safe place to discover who it is you are and to live a life that makes you proud. Hi, my name is Natasha and I am so joyful that I could be here today with you. I am just in this place where I am having more and more reflection on my own personal journey, and I really do feel like my story has some form of value that can help you. I've come a long road. You guys have even heard about it and seen it just sitting here and the transformations and the realizations and perspectives I've shared with you. It's been a challenging story, right? It's been a challenging life. It's been a challenging season. And sometimes it gets difficult, right? Because you're like, I'm a good person. Why so many trials? Most of the time I'm not like, why me? But other times I've gotten over it. There were times that I would say, why me? Or more particular, I would say, why my kid? Why my friend? Why this person? How many times have you sat around and said, I can't believe this person has cancer. They are the nicest person I know. And doesn't it seem like sometimes, no offense, it's like the kindest people, the most generous people are often the ones that you're like, why that? Like literally, they are like so nice. They're so, cheery, or they are working out, they eat, like it doesn't make sense because we don't understand. Like we don't always see the whole picture. And we forget that the universe can see the whole picture. So we don't see that universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, whatever is out there that's bigger than we are. It's omniscient. It knows everything. It knows exactly where you need to be. And, the truth of the thing is we all want an easy life, right? Like, I just want to just sit in my chair and meditate and my bills be paid and I have no conflict with my children or my partner or my job or financial worries or, unmet dream worries. Like, we just want it easy. Like, wouldn't that be so nice to just be comfortable? And the truth is that often doesn't happen, right? We are often facing or just coming out of or embarking on some form of trial in our life. And if it isn't us, maybe it's somebody else. And in those trials, right, somebody gets a cancer diagnosis, somebody, loses their job, or, they find out their significant other is cheating on them. It's during those trials when we are broke down that it seems oftentimes we have the most profound and the most impactful breakthroughs. This is where we glow up. This is where we are tested, where everything we learn and we know is put to the test. It's one thing to say it, right? It's one thing to preach it. It's one thing to hope in the situation that you'll do it. But what really happens when your back is against the wall? Who are you? And I'm not saying that it's not okay some days to lay down in bed and cry, because that may be exactly what you need to do. But you require, in order to survive, to develop this persistence, this resilience that will get you through this trial. And not only get you through this trial, because I'm going to tell you again, it's been in the biggest trials. It's been when my son had our heart surgery. And I have moments that I can close my eyes and I'm immediately transported back 25 years ago into a young 23-year-old body with a young sick baby who had no idea what was going on in life, who had an idea of her life and was completely living a different one in a very rapid time frame. I was within less than a year of knowing Chris, already had a kid, bought a house, been through like child custody with his other child, like just been through so many trials at this point. And I just didn't know, but I could close my eyes still here. 25 plus years later, and I can be right there. And it's not right there in the chaos, thinking about and victimizing myself for being a part of the chaos. No, it was the forced chaos that I didn't ask for. My son didn't ask for. Chris didn't ask for it. Nobody asked for. It was this forced trial, this forced lesson that I was put under that suddenly revealed the deepest lessons I ever experienced. And I can go back there and I can see the way the lights were in the room. I could see the rain on the window. I can see things in slow motion. And I can think about how there was so much more than just the machines and the tubes coming out of my baby. There was so much more than that. And I was grateful. At one time I was resentful and hurt and disappointed and devastated that I wasn't fortunate enough to just have a normal delivery, get my flowers and my balloons and the stuffed animals, go back to my home and the nursery I had for my son. And it made me sick. It made me so sick to see everybody else relishing in this joy. And guess what? Their babies didn't have to have shots every hour and a half to check their blood to see if their electrolytes were there. And their babies didn't need open heart surgery. And their babies didn't have, an elevated bilirubin. And their babies had a sucking reflex and they didn't have to be gavage fed. And here was mine. And what did he do? He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. All he was born. He didn't even have time to do anything wrong. So why? Why, universe? Why, God? Why would you choose this creature, this beautiful little boy, to have this broken heart, who has never experienced life without congestive heart failure, life without panting? My apologies, my iPhone storage filled up. But anyways, what I was saying is why? Why would this innocent child who has done nothing wrong in this world have to endure such a trial right at his introduction to life? And so it left you questioning, and it left you wondering, and it left you uncertain of the world, until suddenly you saw beyond the tubes. You saw beyond the fact that you weren't at home. And suddenly you appreciated those tubes. And suddenly you appreciated that you weren't home, because you know what? Here's the thing. Had he been born 20 or 5 or 10 years before, there might not have been those tubes to put in him. There might not have been the technology to save him. So what seemed so terrible suddenly became a blessing. And nothing had changed. But the way I looked at it and the way I saw it, when things got quiet. In my normal life, I would have took him home and I would have worried that the diaper wipes weren't cold enough or warm enough or too cold, or maybe his diaper was wet, or, I would have had all those first-time mom worries. And I'm not saying I didn't still have those. But what I did have was peace. And I know it doesn't seem like I would, right? But I would sit next to him in a rocking chair often, next to this isolette. And I thought, well, what a gift. Because typically he would be in my stomach and I wouldn't get to see the beauty of this growth. And yes, maybe I'm not taking him home when he was born, but I will get to take him home when he was meant to be born. All I do is, in a sense, I'm getting this little window to look at, and I get to observe, and I get to be a part of, beyond just doing it in my body, but be an interactive part of his growth that I'm not supposed to be seeing. That usually most parents don't, unless you have a premature baby. And so what a gift, right? What a gift it was to have that time with him. And what a gift it was to see there was something bigger in the world as the rain would rain down and the songs would... Take 3 here. So yes, it is easy to see that in our trials, there are challenges. It is easy to see all the reasons why we don't deserve it, or it's not fair. But it takes a real gift to shift your perspective. It takes a real breakthrough during that breakdown to show you more than what you can see, more than what is obvious, to see the beauty in the challenge and to understand that your perseverance to continually go to the hospital, and that Mike, for my situation, to support someone, to advocate for someone who is helpless. That is a gift. It is a gift to see the beauty in the moment and appreciate every second, because you know what? On the other side of this, there is a mom who is bearing their child, right? There is a mom who has a stillborn. There is something else that is worse than even what you're going through. So yes, that doesn't minimize and make what you're going through any less important, any less serious. But it does show you that it can be worse. So just appreciate it. I appreciate where I am. And I know some days it's trying and some days I'm like, But overall, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the gift that at the time that I typically would be in my dance class today, I was in the grass. I do my little grounding thing where I put my feet in the grass. I had the sun hitting my skin. I was listening to my birds, not my birds, but the world's birds. And I feel like they're my friends now. And, I was just being able to be in the moment and not feel the stress of driving around, the stress of all the stuff I put on my body. I was just able to meditate and be. And there's a gift in that. So what I'm saying is life is life. It is not meant to come here and be on this linear path, problem-free. We are all going through something, about to go through something, or just finishing getting over something. And guess what? Probably for most of us, something else is waiting over here before something else pops up, because we're dynamic. We have so many people in our lives. We have so many people we touch in our lives that it's inevitable. It's not when, or it's not if, something's going to happen. It's when. And the question is, when something arises, how will you respond? And like I say, it's okay. There is no shame in laying in bed and crying all day. There is none at all. But having the courage to get up and say, this is a challenging thing for me. I laid here on this bed and I look over at it because I see the ghost of the old me who was laying there broken and who couldn't see the version of me today that is still like physically a little bit broken. But listen, we're gonna fast forward a couple weeks or whatever. But overall, she couldn't see me. But I could always see her. I can always see her. I know how far she's going to come. I have the bigger picture. I have the data. I know that Chris's leaving was exactly like when you put something under immense stress and you squeeze it, you are squeezing the guts out of it and you see what's left. That was me. There was just broke down girl who didn't know, who was scared and had the responsibility of 4 kids. And I know, yes, some of them are adults and I don't have to be, but I still am their mother. And I still have this conviction to take care of my children. And I'm this person and I'm scared and I don't know what I'm going to do. And it kicked my butt in gear. My project is cruising. I have something on paper. I have a contractor. I have an architect. I have a grant. I have things that are going to help facilitate creating this space that I've dreamed in my head for so long. That I'm going to help people have a home, not just a house. Like, that is beautiful to me. In the same time, I get the privilege of working here on the Glow Up Method. I get the privilege of being tested by my children. And some days I get it really right. And some days, like when I argued with my daughter the other day, I get it wrong. And the beauty of getting things wrong, I tell my son this all the time because he plays a game and it's easy to see who wins or loses. There's a point spread, right? And I can say to him honestly, I want you to know I'm always proud of you. I'm proud of you when you win, but in a sense, I am most proud of you when you lose. Why? Why would I be proud of you when you lose? Because I know you're embarking on a lesson. I know you're getting squeezed and you're getting under pressure, and all that will get out the gunk and reveal who you are. It'll show your persistence. It'll show your determination. It'll show you, your resilience, and who you were meant to be. And we can't often get there when life is easy. If we just win every game, there's no lesson to be learned. We are here to learn. We are here to grow. Like, I don't want to be stunted at as a 5-year-old Natasha. And believe me, I'm sure you too have met some people that are stunted at a 5-year-old Natasha. You know, like, things happen. This life is dynamic and it's ever changing. And the one easy thing that we can control is our decisions. We can choose. So we can say, oh my gosh, you know, Chris wasted us and I wasted so much money by being apart and all these things. No, it was not, there was nothing wasted, because it was exactly the kick I needed to say, girl, get your stuff in gear. And second, it was the exact kick I needed to say, I miss this fool. I love this guy. You know, I really want to believe that I want to make this work. And I believe that any relationship is work. So if I'm going to put work in any relationship, at least I know this guy's ick instead of trying to find new people's ick. And I know. I hear it from my daughter. You know, where's your self-worth? Where's your things? Listen, this is my... So here we go, take 4. Let's hopefully make it through the end of this. So what I have to say is, this is my life. It is your life. We have the ability to change, to make the decision to see things differently. We will all go through trials. We cannot experience this life and not have it. And my question to you is, how are you gonna use that trial to facilitate this glow up of yourself? That's what it is about. So instead of feeling sorry and asking why, I want you to say, why me? Like, in an excited way. Like, what is good? Like, what can I learn? Like, with curiosity. So I say all this to say, I need to get it in quick. Please, please, please go out there today. Give yourself a big smile. Give yourself a compliment. And my compliment today is, I'm staying patient. Even though everything is breaking down in front of me, I'm able to stay patient. My second thing is, please go out there today. Give somebody else a big smile. Give them a compliment and just watch how they glow. Ah!